Previously on Minecraft.
Nope. Not going back there anytime soon. I'm gonna see if we can get a couple of villagers. Hey, the village is literally visible from here. And we've already nabbed our first villager. This is just a really small village, but it gets the job done. There we go. So we got 3 villagers in a box. I don't have a good food source to build this farm with in the first place. I found a pair of zombie spawners, and zombies can drop both carrots and potatoes. Charging in we go, and there's the zombie spawner already. That should keep them from spawning. So first zombie spawner that we found did not have what we were looking for. Ah! Mini zombie! Mini zombies! Mini zombies! Okay, go away, go away. Oh! Wow, we actually made it. Still nothing that we're looking for. In the long run, we're gonna turn this into a pair of zombie spawner farms. We've got them all prepared. We're gonna try to build the zombie farm next episode. And then we can use the zombie farm's potatoes and carrots to build the villager breeder. So we're gonna continue right from where we went off last time. Last time we collected our villagers. They're still safely in a box. You can hear them grumbling. Prove me wrong, really? There we go. Okay, but they weren't ready to go, and I need some food. But they weren't ready to go because we don't have the necessary plants to build a villager breeder with them. So we are going to go back to the village and we're going to work on making a zombie spawner farm. Hopes to getting carrots and potatoes eventually. They're not exactly a common drop, but they can drop from zombies. So we're going to head back over to the village and we're going to go right into getting started on that. That is the goal for today's episode, is to have that 100% completed. So, shouldn't be the most difficult task. So, we'll get right into it. I'm going to collect some water while we're going through the village. I believe there were some water sources here I should be able to collect. Yep. Because we're going to need that to be able to build the farm. Also was smart enough to bring a bed with me. So sometimes this takes longer than expected. Now here's our little monument to mark out where the spawners were. We got one spawner right here, and we got the other spawner right over there, if you don't recall from the last episode. The goal today is to get these situated with the correct spacing, which is 4 blocks above because they spawn up to 3 blocks above it and take 2 spawn spaces to spawn, and 3 blocks below. Then we got to get a little river that connects the two. That river's got to go up and then back down. And we may have to go visit the Nether just to go and get a soul sand block. So shouldn't be the hardest thing to go and grab, and if I have to, I will reopen up that gated off Nether portal. But let's start by making these the right size. So as I said, we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 out each direction. I'm not worried about making the interior of this look pretty. That's actually going to be completely closed off, so I'm not worried about this being the prettiest looking farm, just functional for today. Maybe another day I'll make things prettier, but I know how I am. It won't happen most likely. So these serve their purpose, and that's what they're there to do. So we're going to start digging this out. This will take a few minutes to fully clear out though. So we're going to start a time lapse. Alright, I apparently didn't bring enough picks with me. We got one room mostly done. Gonna sleep quick, just because I figured it's got to be nighttime by now. We've gone through 2 picks so far, but I'm probably going to need to bring like 4 more with me than I brought, at least, to be able to finish this. Probably more, so I'm going to run back to the base and grab some more picks, and hopefully I can figure out how we get out of here again. There we go. Alright, so a quick run back to the base to resupply. Next time I'll bring a crafting table and some extra wood with me too, so I don't have to go back if I need to make more stuff. Back in a moment. Alright, we're back. I've grabbed some supplies and we're going to get right back into it. I got 4 iron picks. I've got a crafting table so I can make some stone picks if I have to. This way we don't have to keep going back and forth like that. Right back into it. We're going to finish this chamber off first, then we'll go to the next chamber. And for now, I'm not going to set up any of the water pathing yet because I still got to figure out where I want that to meet. I'm just going to clear this out so that it's ready to go. So this isn't the most efficient way to do the farm, but to make things a little bit easier, since right now I don't have all the supplies I would normally want, and it's a little hard for me to try to navigate around this place, just because I don't have things like scaffolding. I'm actually going to put a column above that so things don't spawn on top of the spawner. But I will link to a tutorial by Ilmango that actually shows a better way to deal with that. And I have set it up before. I can't personally vouch for if it's a lot better, but it definitely works for allowing things to spawn up there. So it probably does. Room 1 is mined out. The pathing hasn't been set up yet, but this room is completely cleared out. We're going to do the same exact setup now with the second room, and then we'll figure out where we want these to meet. Alright, so right now, I don't know if anybody else is going to see this, but I'm going to try to put this in the video if it shows up. This is something this isn't new for me. This has happened before, where my mouse will just judder. And I don't know if it's a Minecraft thing. This is the only game I've ever had it happen with. And just kind of wait for it to happen. Typically, it's when I start moving the mouse, what you just saw there, if it showed up on the recording, I don't know why that happens. If anybody has any ideas as to why that happens, please let me know, because I am very curious, and it makes it very difficult to play the game when it does that kind of thing. I did also recently install Optifine to try it out. One of the biggest features being that I can do this, which for the moment doesn't particularly matter to me, but I figured it's worth trying out because I hear people talk about it all the time. But I also know that the issue with the mouse shaking isn't related, which it just happened again. It isn't related to that because I've had that problem before downloading that. So I really don't know what it is. If you have any ideas, please let me know. I would very much appreciate it. Back to the time lapse. Alright, so both of the caves have been caved out so that the locations are set up for the zombies to be spawned in. Right now they're not spawning anything because I've got these torches up. I will take those down when I'm ready to test the thing. But the next thing is getting it so that these zombies all converge onto one point. And from there, we're going to take that point and we're going to have them go up, and then we're going to drop them so that it doesn't take as much damage to actually kill them. And that's where we need the soul soil, which, if you don't know, that is how you make a water elevator. But the next point is to figure out the point in which I'm going to try to link these two things up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this one go out this way, and this one go out this way, because I think that's the easiest way to do it, which means we need 2 water sources, 1 in each corner. And then we're going to break the blocks that are not covered at the moment. And once we've got all of these broken up, we're going to break the blocks the first block that has the water over it. All right, those are all up. So now we're going to break these blocks here. Now all the water is converged onto one point here, and we can open this up so that we have a path for the zombies to go through. We may have to continue that path, but for the moment I want to figure out how far we need this to actually go. So we're going to stop there for the moment. And we're going to go on to the other one. I do need to make some more water sources, so hold on a second. We're going to pile those buckets into one. I'm going to come in here quickly and put a water source. If you take a water source, this is a water source where I place the water. I place one here. Now that is an infinite water source, so I can go like that. And then grab back my original. Actually do need to take that one back, so that takes care of getting my additional water sources. So I have 3 new water sources, and this side, again, we're going to do this corner and this corner. And then we're going to mine out the area that was left open. Mine out the end block of each row. And mine out the center area. Now we want to figure out where those meet. We're on our last pick, but we're still doing okay at the moment. And sometime later. There we go. Now we got them lined up. So this is going to be the little meeting spot where the 2 water paths meet. We're going to want to go at least 2 more blocks down from here. And we're probably going to be going more than that because we got to make sure these water sources actually get here. And I think it's best to break these 3 blocks here because I think it'll help with pathfinding a little bit better. So that one already meets, but this one's going to take a little bit further to get here. So let's see. That's what I thought. So we're going to have to go 1 more down overall. All right, so that takes care of having our paths set up. We do need to set up some signs here so that we don't get this kind of thing going where the water paths the wrong direction. But let's get out of here and we'll work on that next. And I also got to go back to my base to see if I've got a soul sand block. If I don't, then I need to come back here or go to the Nether and try to grab one. Because otherwise the drop option isn't going to be a thing. And it does help considerably with making this farm more efficient. So, finish eating this quick, and we're going to head back to the base. We're going to leave some of this supply here, because we are going to need probably not all of this cobblestone, but we're going to need more than you might think, because I got to make the columns. And I'm going to make those out of cobblestone, even though they're going to stand out like a sore thumb like that. It's going to be easier to do it that way. There was a watermelon seed here? Mentioning that, I never checked this garden over here. But it doesn't look like this has any of the stuff we need. Yep, that was all wheat. But we do have some melon seeds now, which is useful actually, even though I'm probably not using those for a while still. So our next little endeavor is going to be, unfortunately, back into the Nether. So we're going to put away as much stuff as we can that we don't need for this trip, to make sure I don't run the risk of losing everything again. Now we do got to make a new flint and steel. And we're going to put our shield back on. We got armor, we got a weapon, and unfortunately, we're going back into the Nether. Luckily, there's a spider in the walls. That's scary. But luckily, I don't actually have to pull this down to actually get back in here. I do have to be down here first. And I can just go right back in. So I didn't seal that off as well as you might think. So we're just oh, Jesus. I need to be more careful. Alright, so we're just looking for some soul soil. Let's see if I found any while I was down here. Okay, I can see some soul soils from here. So, shouldn't be too complicated to pick those up. We're just going to go grab those, and then we're getting out of here as quick as possible, because we will have gotten what we need. I am not wearing gold. Oh, God. Stay as far away from those things as possible. Those ones. These ones are fine. Those ones are bad. Alright. That's not a lot of it, but it will do. We don't really need a whole bunch of this to do what I'm trying to do here, so we're just running right straight back. We got my goal, and we're getting out of here with our stuff intact this time. Watch me jinx it by saying that. So we got our soul soil. We got back here safely. We're going to put away the little bit of gravel that I harvested while we were there. Not that that was really relevant, but let's see. What else do we need to bring with us? I don't think we need to bring much else. It's just going to be very tedious because I don't actually have kelp, which would make this much easier, but I don't think we're near an ocean. So actually, you know what? I'm going to check that quick. So, a quick check of chunk base, and it looks like we might not be that far, actually. We do want to sleep, because it's nighttime, but we just need to go in the positive direction on the z-axis. I don't know if that's south, west, north, east by Minecraft directions, but I do know how to look up what direction we're headed. And this is the way we want to go. So we're going to get away from these mobs. They'll despawn on their own. I'm not worried about fighting them right now. Creeper's gunpowder could be useful eventually, but I'd rather just go and take care of what we need to get what I want done for this episode. So we're just going to go this way. So we're about 1,000 blocks further this direction. Oh, well, I lied. We're going to raid a temple because I can see it from here. And I hadn't seen this yet. So we're going to raid this little temple here. This can prove to have a lot of valuables in it that could be very helpful. It's very under sand, but I think we can still get in here safely. Just as a safety precaution, we're going to light this area up a little bit. And then I believe yep, it's this one we want. These can be very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, because that's a pressure plate, and if anything falls on that, it will trigger. And the trigger sets off these things down here, which are a bit hard to see, but this is TNT, and it would blow everything up down here if it was hit. But because we grabbed all that TNT, now we have it for ourselves, which is extremely useful. And let's see what we get here. We're going to actually just do this the fast way. I'm a bit of a hoarder, so I'll take anything anyways. Nice, so we got a sweeping edge book, 19 gunpowder, 11 string, 10 bones, 9 TNT, which is pretty much a given, 4 chests, a little bit of gold, saddle, which could be very useful. Remember, we were talking about taking a strider for a walk. We would need that for that. Alright, that was sweet. So now we just got to pillar back up. And we're going to use sand to do that because we've kind of pulled tons of it. Alright, so temple successfully raided. That was quick. Surprisingly, no mobs at all inside, which is a little bit odd, but hey, I'll take it. And I think this was our way back out. Yep. Probably the safest temple I've ever raided. And I believe this is the way we're still headed. Yep. So we got about 1,000 blocks this direction to head, and if we can get the kelp blocks, it will speed up the process of finishing this farm by about 20 to 30%, and also leave us with the supplies to use afterwards. So I feel like it is worth it. Fortunately, kelp does not spawn in rivers. I wish it did, but it kind of makes sense. I'm going to swim across, and we still got a little ways to go. But this is sort of the area where I want to build in the long run, so like from over there to around here, depending on how much space we end up needing. Apparently, I'm getting hungry really fast trying to do all this running around. Alright, this is what we were looking for. So we just need a whole bunch of this stuff. And I can just chop it from down here. It will float and I can pick it back up from the top. And I'm going to grab a ton of it. You can see how much of it has fallen off here. Make sure I don't drown from swimming underwater for too long. And this will just take a minute to pick up. And actually, we're going to use this to help with locating everything. Make sure we're not wasting our time. Up, drown. I didn't realize the sound effect changed when you were underwater. I mean, it makes sense, but I never noticed it before. I actually got the music turned off for in-game because I've noticed that for especially a lot of the cuts and stuff, it messes with things. Should be enough of this stuff. I could always come back and harvest more if I need to. The stuff grows pretty quickly too, so unfortunately it has to grow in water though, which is a bit more of a pain to set up. Alright, so we got what we need. We're turned back off hitboxes. And we're just going to head back to the base first, especially since we got all this extra stuff from visiting that temple. And I don't want to bring that all over to where we're constructing things. And I picked up an egg and unlocked a cake. Whoa! Alright, so we got a ravine here. This is definitely not where my base is then. But we're gonna just go around this for now, and keep in mind that this is here, because this could be useful later on. It's a really easy way to get down to Y10, where diamonds can spawn, but it's not very safe to just jump down there. I gotta assume that if I'm correct, base should be this way, even though I thought it was the other direction. Nope. Nope. we found the village. My sense of direction is all kerfuffled. There's the village. I was right. The base is this way. I don't know how we've missed that ravine until now. But we want to put this stuff in the base, not the chest outside of this area. So, hello. Alright. Back at the base, we're going to need to set up some more chests, I think, too, to have the space for this. So we're going to go... We're going to actually open this up just a little bit more. And we're going to go 1, 2, and we can go one taller now. And we're going to just store as much of this stuff as we can in here, other than the kelp and the soul sand blocks, because we need those. We do also need the chests, and we're going to need a hopper as well. So I'm going to see if I've got a hopper to work with here. Do I have a hopper stored? Yes, I do. It was set aside for the villager breeder, but we can use that for the zombie farm first, and then we can make another one for the villager breeder when we get there. I do believe... Do I have... Nope, I'd put the half slabs away. Okay, I do need the half slabs to avoid dying to baby zombies when we build the farm. But we're going to head back, and then we're going to finish up those water pathways and start working on the kill chamber. Quick realization that I did forget something minor, but I can just harvest that out here. I need one dirt block as well, if only to set up the use the kelp to set up the farm. But we're close enough to the savanna area, I could just grab a dirt block from out here. Alright, now we have everything that we should need to finish up this farm. Other than maybe food. Which is weird, because we're sort of building this farm to get food, even though it's definitely not a food farm at all. I have some of the weirdest logic sometimes. Alright, so apparently water sounds are made by blocks. Would never have guessed. But I guess they do consider them water source blocks, so it makes a little bit of sense. So we gotta take this. We gotta get this up quite a bit. Should actually figure out at what level we want to make the killing chamber at too. First off, where is this pipe up? Because we want the killing chamber to be about 2 blocks away from wherever this is. So we are at negative 752, so 752, 127. So we want to go 2 blocks in any one direction to set up the kill chamber. That'll be the easiest way to do this. Oh, Jesus! Did you blow up anything? Wasn't ready for that. It's not even dark out. And this area is lit up. Why did he show up? I'm confused. Alright. Anyways. So supposedly, this is right where it is. So we're going to do one of the most dangerous things in Minecraft. And dig straight down to confirm. And I am right. So this is where we're going to set that up. So we're going to make this into a big water column and go up that way. But we need to go higher up than this, and we also need to figure out exactly where we want to place the killing chamber. It really should be about parallel with where this is. So we're looking at a little bit higher than this. About there would be ideal. Oh, Jesus. Another one? Oh, shoot. Darn it, creepers. Alright, we're lighting this up way more than I've already got it lit up, even though this should have been fine. Well, down here is a bit dark. Maybe they've been wandering in from down here. Well, you guys can't even come in from down there, so I'm going to leave the rest of this dark for now. You do need to get back up here. Creepers set me back. Hate creepers. Absolutely hate them. I get that they're part of the game. They're what makes this a challenge, but they are all just, they're the most annoying thing in the game. If they didn't actually have uses, I would probably try to play without them. Alright. So we got our point of interest. So they're going to go from this tube down this tube. And we're currently at 67. We want it to make it about 21 blocks, I believe, is the correct height. So we got to push this up a little bit. I should have a water bucket with me, and I think I left them back at the base. Alright, we're back here. We got a water bucket now, and we want to take this up to 78, 79, somewhere around there. We're going to take it right up to 80, actually, just to make sure we've got a correct distance. I can always raise the platform if I need to. It's harder to fix this, though. So this is where we're going to have the zombies come up to, and then they're going to go up this side and down that side. This will just be a quick fall. This side will be a water elevator up to this point. All right, we want to get... I didn't bring enough cobblestone, really? Okay. Well, we can put the water source here for now to get down there. But that was not ideal. And I still took damage. There, plenty. Okay. Back up we go. Grab that back. That's exactly what we want right there. We're gonna seal this up. And that creates a water column for them to go up. Currently creating a water column also going down, but we're gonna deal with that in a moment. This is why we needed signs. Didn't bring the crafting table back with me. So we're going to waste a little bit of wood making a crafting table. Hopefully it won't affect our ability to make the number of signs that we need. Should only need about 3 signs in total anyways, so I don't think it should be a problem because I think they come in batches of 3. So to cut this off, we're just going to put that right there, and whoa! Worked out. Didn't die from that. I thought I was going to for a second. Okay. So we got to go to the bottom of this. And I think I already put the soil there. I just need to put the kelp in. So we're going to go down. I can't see a thing. Torch in the offhand. Thank you, Optifine. Alright, and we're going to go right on up. This turns them into source blocks, which is needed for the water elevator. Which is why we are doing that. Because otherwise, only that top block actually is a source block naturally. That's all down. We need to take the soul sand block. I need to not drown first off. We're going to take the soul sand block. Or we're going to take the dirt block out. And then the soul sand block will go right there to make the elevator up. But first off, we need to fix the fact that this is still currently having water going in reverse. So we're going to do that for this side. And this side is, unfortunately, one block lower than this side. This side needs to go to there. And I think we actually need a little bit more signage than I was thinking. I think we need 2 more signs. So we're going to put one there, and then the zombies will push each other through here. But we need 2 signs on this side as well. One there, one there. Doesn't have to have anything written on it, but if it has something written on it, not a big deal. But just for the sake of not having anything written on the signs, we'll delete that one and redo it. So this makes it so if we go like this whole thing should be a gigantic bubble elevator. It's not being very clear, but if I, now that we're in it, yeah, very obvious that it turned into a bubble elevator. Now, obviously this little area of water out here needs to be dealt with, and I'm going to do that quickly. But then this farm is essentially done minus a couple of small details, namely a collection chamber and the killing area specifically. But shouldn't need to do much for that. So we are pretty much done here. Just the last part is needed, and then we can activate this and test it out. We're going to put a hopper right there, a half slab on top of the hopper, and a block there. And here's our killing chamber. Very straightforward, simple, not a very difficult to do design. Wanted to place a torch, not that. There we go. Just so that we've got this lit up. So there's our killing chamber. Very, very simple killing chamber for these guys. Now, to test the whole thing and see if it works. But we do have to seal these off too still. We'll do that while we're doing this. We'll set up this one first. This is probably the most dangerous part of the job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. That one's cleared off, and you can already hear that there's zombies coming down. There's a torch down here, isn't there? Nope. I think I might be throwing things off because I'm holding a torch. There we go. That looks right. This needs to be as dark as possible, so... However, this room we actually would like to have as lit as possible because we don't want this throwing off spawns. And we got to do the same thing in here. See, there's one of the baby zombies that I was talking about. And I'm not too worried about the torches. They should actually go into the collection system, so. Now this still looks lit up because there's actually openings here, but that shouldn't be lit up anymore. And I think if we approach it from the correct angle, we will see that it's not. Yeah, no, there's no light in there anymore, which is what we want. So, it's very loud because there's lots of zombies building up in that little area now. Now, I didn't design this with a turn-off switch for this at this time. That can be set up later, as well as some efficiency changes if I want to modify this. But now all the zombies are right here, and I swing, and takes just a couple swings to kill off the whole group. And there's the rest of the torches, and currently it's just a bunch of rotten flesh and some experience, which is useful in and of itself. But eventually this will also drop iron. You can technically get chicken and feathers from this because some of the baby zombies will spawn as zombie jockeys. And you can get carrots and potatoes as well from this farm. As well as the occasional armor pieces, although they'll usually be pretty damaged if you do get them. So I'm going to turn down the hostile mob sounds, and then I'm going to AFK this farm for a little bit until we get some carrots and potatoes. And we already got an iron ingot, probably the most valuable drop actually out of this farm. Two of them. That's actually alarming. And there's a chicken jockey. We're getting a lot of the rare stuff. Not gonna lie, that's mostly rare stuff there. One thing that's also worth pointing out is that this can technically also function by entity cramming. It's a little bit more lag causing and won't take effective looting, things like that. But it will work still, so I can just literally leave this farm AFK and it will collect drops. I won't get experience, but I can collect the drops, which is my main concern at the moment, so that may be exactly what we do here. Already got quite a bit going on here. Just to make sure no mobs sneak up on me. And I'm going to leave this recording for about half an hour, see what we get. Hopefully we'll get the 2 items we're looking for. Alright, so we're rounding up on just about a half hour. I had my watch keeping track. And I was pretty much away from the keyboard for 90% of this. Near the end, I came back a little bit early and I started swinging at some of these guys, so I got a little bit of XP. And we've got all of this right here, which we got our carrot, we got our potato. Wish we got more than one of each, but it does prove that this did accomplish what we were looking for. I also have a feeling in the back of my mind that I actually screwed up these farms, so I may be double checking them and trying to fix a couple of issues. Namely, I think I didn't make the ceilings high enough, so we might be cutting into drops, because I don't think I actually made them have 4 spaces above the farm. I think I only made it have 3, and I intended to put 4. So, but this does prove that this farm does indeed work. 2 iron ingots, which is very nice in a half hour. 1 piece of chicken, a couple of feathers, and plenty of rotten flesh, which, to be fair, isn't going to be much use without a cleric villager to sell them to. But we can probably set that up soon after getting the villager breeder set up, which is why we needed the carrots and potatoes in the first place. Now, I'm probably going to try to set up a little mini farming area to get some additional carrots and potatoes before the next episode, and probably AFK here a little bit, make sure we get enough carrots and potatoes that we'll have them for the next episode. Oh, one last note that I want to throw in, that I'm going to tack in somewhere. I apparently didn't have the game on hard mode, so that's why this didn't drop any armor. I noticed that about 5 minutes before the end. I'm like, how has this not dropped any armor this whole time? The zombies don't spawn with armor if you're not in hard mode. So I fixed that. We're now officially in hard mode. Get good mode. Well, that's hardcore mode, I guess. Probably going to call this an episode. And yeah, I haven't actually put an official door here. I just kind of... put that there. For that exact reason, just to be clear. So, with that, though, I'm going to call this an episode. I'm looking at the back of my head. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you found it informative, please let me know, because that was sort of the goal with this episode, even though I'm not doing this as a tutorial. Have a good afternoon. Bye. I don't know. I can't control this that well. I'm stuck in a wall. There. I am not used to reverse controls. We can say that for sure. Ah!